Hi, Olga here. Wanted to let you know about how supply and demand for the housing market impacts what we do for buyers and sellers. So you've got your supply and demand, you've got the price of homes and the inventory level. Right now, from a housing demand perspective, buyers are in this part. This is the equilibrium, of course. So the demand is really high. Why? A couple of factors. Number one, interest rates are really low. An average interest rate for a healthy economy in the US has historically been between 7 and 8%. And of course, as you know, we're way below that right now. So that's driving demand. People want to get it. Also, 6 out of 10 new buyers in Bay Area are people who relocate for work. Now, this is very specific to Bay Area. It's not true for other parts of US or California. And what those buyers look like are, chances are they've owned a home before somewhere that they're selling and using the funds for down payment here. Chances are they have a pretty good job, given that they're relocating. And chances are that they have a family. In other words, they're not your typical tenants. That's a huge part of our demand right now. Another reason is our real economy is doing pretty well. Unemployment is under control, inflation is under control, real wages are slightly up, and GDP growth is per expectations. So the economy is doing pretty well, and that of course feeds into the demand. The supply side, we're operating in this environment right now. Supply of homes is pretty low, and it varies depending where you are in Bay Area. The numbers is slightly different, but as a reference point, the equilibrium between buyers and sellers, supply and demand, the equilibrium here is about 3,500 homes on the market at any given point to maybe 4,000 homes in the county. Right now, depending which county you're in, but we're hovering in the low 1,000s, 1.3, 1.6, depending on where in the year we are, but it gives you an idea of how much of a gap we have between where we are and where the equilibrium is. Now, of course, this is a seller's market. This depending where you are in Bay Area and which neighborhoods you're looking in, this picture changes slightly. In other words, sometimes depending on the price point, the luxury market is more like here. So buyers and sellers are more in equilibrium. It's not a seller's market. It's not a buyer's market. It's nobody. In the luxury market, for example, it's more of a balance between buyers and sellers. They're more near the equilibrium. If you go under 1 million, regardless where in Bay Area, chances are you're dealing with a market that's operating over here. If you go to 1.5 million, you're kind of here. And it really depends. But we have to always keep this in mind and know what each neighborhood is doing, because that impacts the strategies of how we put the offer together for buyers and what we do to leverage the buyers we have if we're on the seller's front. For buyers, of course, our job is to make sure that they pay the least amount of money when there are multiple offers on the table. And our numbers prove that. Just call me and ask. You can talk to any one of my buyers, they'll tell you the same thing. For sellers, of course, our job is to net them the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least stress. So strategies differ, and we have to price watch the market every single day because this changes. So I hope this helps, and if you want more information, I can talk about it for hours and days at a time. Give me a call, 650-409-6542. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.